I just love watching Brian Cox. I find him, obviously on a personal level, but I just think he's a magnificent actor, and I'm so glad about the success he's had with Succession over the last couple of years. I think it's given him a level of recognition he should have had a long time ago, really.
Was he your dream pick for Bob's Servant?
He was, and I actually got him from living in New York, going to watch the Dundee United game, and there was me. There was one other Dundee United fan in the pub. Yeah, I was chatting to him, and I knew him. It was one of the Sterling family that I know from up near Arbroath, and we had mutual friends. Alan Patillo watched The Scotsman, and anyway, he'd read the book. The books had come out, but nothing else at that point. But I'd just been approached by BBC Scotland to adapt the character, which was at first going to be a Radio Scotland series. And he said, "Well, who in an ideal world would you want to play Bob Servant?" And I said, "Well, we wouldn't get him, but Brian Cox, obviously." And he said, "Well, I know Brian." And we'd had a few pints, so I kind of called his bluff a little bit and sent him the book. I think maybe a day or two later, and we didn't hear anything. About 2 months later, I got an email from Owen Bell, who's the producer at BBC Scotland, and he said, "I've just had an email from Brian Cox's agent to say he'll do it. What are the dates?" So he came and did it in Glasgow. It was just a lunchtime radio series when it started on Radio Scotland, and he turned up, and he was very kind, but he clearly didn't really know what he was doing there, and hadn't read the scripts or anything, but he did it, and he was brilliant. And he told me later over dinner one night that what had happened was he got the book in his apartment in Brooklyn, and it had been on the top of a pile of scripts and books and everything else, and his son had gone to the toilet and had taken someone to read, and he'd chosen the Bob Servant book, and Brian heard this laughing coming from the toilet, and he came out and he said, "What the fuck's going on in there?" And his son went, "Oh, what's this? What's this book?" And his dad, and Brian said, "Oh, I've been asked to do it." And he went, "You got to do it." And that was it. It was his son Alan's choice of reading matter in the toilet that got him on board. So there you go. It's a particularly Dundonian turn of events, really.